And I think a lot of people are noticing that more and more. There's a lot of, like I said, there's no really leaders running the movement right now. There's nobody that's the voice of it, the solo voice. At least they haven't came out yet saying that they are the leader. There's a lot of possible leaders, but then I think also Weinstein made a good point. When it comes to 2020, a lot of leaders actually are like influencers. They don't have like the ability to lead. They just have the ability to influence. And I think we see a lot of that now. Especially right now. The world watches us, man. As a whole. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Every country got something to be jealous of the United States for. Facts. We are the greatest country. We have our problems, but it is far worse in other places in the world, man. And I don't need to live there to know that. I can read laws and I can watch videos, and just like everyone else, I do research on these other countries, and I can find out why I wouldn't want to live there. Some of these countries, you get caught with a joint, they lock you up for 5 years. Fuck that. Over some weed. Nah. That's a lighter crime. And then even Brett was saying the movement is anti-science. I guess they went after the STEM programs with the hashtag shut down academia and shut down STEM. Saying that STEM is racist against black people because there's more white and Asian scientists than black scientists. That's essentially what, if you watch it, that's the gist of it. And Weinstein gets really into it. He really makes a couple of really good points. And like I said, I think you gotta listen to this shit. But they're basically using the critical theory against STEM. Like they're using the critical theory argument as to why STEM is racist. And I don't, myself personally, man, I don't think it's racist. I think if you like science, you're gonna do science. That's my opinion. I think if you like math, you're going to do math. I don't think that has anything to do with color, and that I just don't. There was far more black kids when I was in school that were smarter at math than I was. I suck at math. I still do. Same with science too. I had a lot of homies that really did good in science, but I did horrible. I also didn't care as much about school. I had a lot of friends that did care about school. Did the same crazy shit I did. They just cared more about school. And yet they went further with their schooling than I did. And I don't think that they would say that the STEM program is racist. I just don't. And we already know a lot of, when people go to college and they end up with these degrees that mean shit. Liberal arts, gender theory, so on and so forth. These degrees that really you aren't going to get. It doesn't guarantee you a job. Like I always go to, it's anecdotal, but it's a good anecdote, I think. I worked at Chipotle, and my general manager had a degree in architecture. Why are you fucking rolling burritos, bro? Because there was no jobs for architecture. But yet you went to college for a degree you can't even use. I have friends that have went to college for art degrees. They're not working in the art field. It's just that I think, and that pause, I think that's so people can think about that shit, man. Think about that. How many people do you know that went to college for a degree they don't even use? You know, and this shit's been crazy too. This Trump rally, all that shit, it's been heavily talked about, right? So Biden, whatever, Biden is ducking Trump. He don't want no fucking debate beef with Trump. He afraid. He hiding in that basement. I've seen a lot of people go after Trump when it comes to this rally. And I already talked about this, man. I said it before everyone else did. Biden couldn't get 6,200 people to show up to a rally if he wanted to. Or a town hall. Or a debate. Nobody is showing up for sleepy old Joe. Except those who really, really, really hate Trump and want to use that and want to use that platform to yell or screech or whatever at Trump. I've also seen a couple articles now and reports that Biden outraised Trump in May, only by about 6 million. And when I see that, I think that I don't even bat an eye at it. It don't mean shit. Why do I say that? Why, Petrov, why you say that, bro? Man, because if you look at the Black Lives Matter donations, a lot of that shit goes into Antifa. I mean, a lot of that goes into the Act Blue fund. You can go on donations. There's been plenty of people that have said, follow the paper trail. The donations you give to Black Lives Matter goes to Democrats. I wonder why fucking Biden all of a sudden has more money than Trump. There's only been protesting going on for the last 4 weeks. And every day those protests go on, donations get sent to them coffers. So nah, man, I'm sorry. People did not just openly donate to Biden. Not buying that shit, no way, no how. And I'll say it again. If you are willing to vote for Biden, who signed the 94 crime bill, who has done nothing in 40 years plus for the American people, or in his 8 years as vice president, besides get his son out of trouble. That's all I seen that he did in his presidency, besides ride Obama's coattails. Burisma, that happened during Biden's vice presidency, when he went to bat for his son, so they could keep raking in those millions of dollars from China and Russia, or the Ukraine. Biden is a dirty person. And not only that, the accusations and all the pictures of him rubbing little kids' arms and sniffing their hair and all this shit, you're willing to vote for that. That may not be proof that he's an actual pedophile or a pervert, but it's proof enough that he's fucking creepy. Oh, and I already know the argument. Oh, Trump's been accused of everything. Do you have proof? I just said I don't have proof that Biden's a pervert, pedophile. I just know he's creepy. That's creepy. And I'm not even going to use Tara Reid's rape allegation against him, or her sexual assault allegation against Biden. I'm not. But I do know he is fucking creepy. And some of the shit he does do looks extremely perverted. And the fact that you're willing to put your vote for him, just like everyone says, if you're a Trump supporter and you vote for Trump, that shows your true colors. If you vote for Biden, that shows your true colors. Then we got the UN coming out defending fucking Antifa. Talking about, this is what the UN said. The United Nations came out in support of Antifa, anti-government, radical leftist organization that was incited, that it has incited and perpetrated violence and widespread rioting following the death of George Floyd at the hands of Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin. The UN Geneva is trying to express concern that the U.S. Attorney General, referring to the group as terrorists, is undermining the free speech and right to assemble. First off, the UN can suck a dick. Y'all ain't the United States. Don't worry about our freedom of speech and our rights. Don't worry about that shit. You want to come out and defend Antifa? You want to come out and defend Antifa? The same group that not even 5 months ago when Trump went to rallies, they'd show up and beat the shit out of his supporters. I'm going to continue to go back to that every time. I don't need any more of an argument. I don't need any more of an argument than that. All I got to do is bring up what happened in Minneapolis. Antifa showed up, stole every Trump supporter's hat, hit random Trump supporters, chased Trump supporters down the fucking street. Yeah. And and the Attorney General Barr is gonna undermine their right to free speech and to assemble. Get the fuck out of here, man. Go try that pedestal shit over there, man. It ain't happening over here. The UN legitimately acknowledged that they are openly violent and that they spread violence as much as they can. They fucking acknowledged that Antifa started and perpetrated the fucking rioting. But yet, they still want to argue that they have the right to peacefully assemble. Get the fuck out of here, man. That's nuts to me. That's fucking nuts. I don't care if you want to assemble. I don't give a shit. Don't add peaceful to it. Don't. Ain't nothing about Antifa peaceful. Nothing. And I'll even say this. Luis Marquez, I couldn't find any information if he was actually a sex offender. I'm not paying for fucking court records. I don't give a shit. But what I have heard, I've heard multiple people on Tim Pool's side, Centrist, all that, Elijah Safer, say he has a sex offender history. I don't give a shit, so I'll say alleged from now on. Alleged Antifa leaders have alleged criminal histories. Yeah, I'm not going to pay to look up their shit, but when you look up Luis Enrique Marquez and his age, yeah, there's a list, there's a record you can pay to have it on see, you can pay to have it see or whatever. I'm not doing that. I'm just not. And I'm also not going to keep digging into a person I personally can see do heinous shit in videos all day. I don't need to say he's an alleged criminal. I can prove he is one. Just by showing you videos. I can't prove that he's a sex offender because I can't see that on video. But pretty sure if other people are calling him one, he is one. Just my opinion. Antifa, man, I just could not believe that the UN tried to come out and defend them. That shit's wild to me, man. And I know so many people are going to be like, yeah, you know, that they're right. The UN's right. The UN came out in defense of them. I'm waiting to hear that argument. Somehow the UN defending them is all of a sudden the holiest grail of them all. Fuck out of here, man. And speaking of Antifa, man, we're going to move on to the chop that Chaz. You know, it's been nuts in the motherfucking Chaz lately. It's been nuts. Now, when I say it's been nuts, I mean it's been nutty. The Raz Simone is trying to say he don't even know who Antifa is. That he's not a part of the autonomous zone. He's an American citizen. He's really all the shit he done did. He's trying to walk back now. That all eyes are on him. He'll never be able to walk back that handing a gun to somebody that don't know how to handle a gun. That's clear as day. But a couple people were shot in the Chaz because it's such a peaceful place. Amongst all the other reports of sexual assault, robberies, vandalism, all that shit. But a person was shot. And Raz decided he was going to get on his phone and go up to the EMT thing and tell the EMTs, yo, man, this is on you, the blood's on your guys' hand, da-da-da-da-da. Well, police couldn't secure the perimeter, so I don't know what you want them to do. Not only that, if it's an autonomous zone, shouldn't y'all have your own help? Your own doctors and shit, your own hospitals? Or at least your own tent to put someone in? That's harsh. I'm being harsh on purpose. I tweeted this shit to him. You can't want to play fucking soldier one day, and then when your people start to fucking do shit they shouldn't, start to die, complain and want the police and the EMTs to come save your ass. That's not how this works. You want to be autonomous? Be autonomous. You want the police out? That means